He knows so much about the club, but now it's time we know more about him. Introducing Ash Hoskin.
You now know my name, this is my story.
Ash Hoskin, fantastic to sit down with you. So just take us through what your day-to-day role is. What do you bring to Accrington Stanley?
Well, I'm very busy. I'm head of recruitment for the academy, which goes from under 7s right through to 16s. So I'm in and out of Manchester, Liverpool, Accrington, Blackburn, Burnley, looking for the best kids we can try and get to come to this football club to join our academy.
What is it specifically that you look in terms of scouting a player or finding what's right for this club?
Well, I think that the experience plays a massive part in, the sort of kid we're looking for. I know what sort of kids, tend to be better in terms of what we're looking for within the academy, and that is not size all the time. How can I mention about size? I was lucky enough, like we've said before, to play professional football, so there's no way I could look at a kid and go, you're not big enough.
Yeah.
I've always gone on the thing that if you're good enough, you're big enough. Especially when you become a pro, you've got to be an athlete. So even at 6 and 7, we're looking at movement of the kids. On a big thing with that, we've got Martin, the sports scientist and S&C guy, who monitors the kids when they come in about the running styles and the running shape and are they quick. And that is one of the biggest things.
So the things that we sort of incorporate in our training are things which they're fun. They incorporate games, but in essence it's about sort of facilitating contact. Also things that involve like multiple change of directions, hopping, landing, and balance drills. So, but it's things that before they get to that age of 14, it has to be enjoyable, and they have to sort of see it as more of a game as opposed to sort of any kind of sort of structured training. The early stages in terms of that resilience towards training as well, because it's obviously as much mentally fatiguing as physical, some attributes of it. Also get into the idea of a structure within training as well, so whether that's just on a time frame or just completing a number of different circuits at some time. The earlier that's done, the more sort of ready they are, so as they get older and then the exercises get a bit more intricate or they begin with sort of further loading. So in terms of starting from a younger age, it's more sort of setting a pattern which then they can follow as they get into sort of the youth development phase or further on to scholarship football, because in essence they have to be self-disciplined and in some ways self-directed as well. So if they're given a challenge, they'll focus on it and then work within a group as opposed to having to be sort of like chaperoned to do something or to supervised completely.
Feel when you walk around this stadium? What memories does it bring? What does it mean to you?
Well, it brings back a lot of happy memories. Looking at like that there, the hashtag Red Revolution, and it is a revolution of the club.
Of course.
I played here from 94 to 98, and it's just a transformation is just fantastic. I'm an Accrington lad, and to see, what's now in place. Just walking past there and there's 2 drums, absolutely fantastic.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Of course it is, it's fantastic, and massive credit to Andy Holt who came to watch a game and fell in love with the club, and I think it's well documented that without Andy Holt, yes, we'd be here because it's Accrington Stanley, but we might not be in the situation we're in now. I mean, if you just look, the brand new stand there, Stanley, it's just phenomenal when Ipswich, the big boys, came into town, and fantastic to see the stadium, 3/4 full, it's just fantastic, and the town deserve what they're getting at the minute. It's a small town, small community, very close knit community, and you see the new stand there. I mean, if you look back at some of the pictures and the footage that we've got, it was just a concrete floor with a bit of a shed roof on it.
Site, really.
I wouldn't even say, it probably weren't even safer than a work site. So, to see it come in, and it's great that they've named it the Eric Worley stand. Eric was my chairman and manager when I played at the football club, and he made a statement to the supporters of the people of the town that he would get this football club back in the Football League.
And he meant it as well.
And he meant it. And for him to be, the tribute he's got there, the Eric Worley stand, he'd be a very proud man with Eric.
It is a good view though, isn't it?
It's a great view.
It's not bad.
Can't buy that, can you? From the top, obviously, you can see the ground. Classic is, if you can see that, it's gonna rain, and if you can't see it, it's raining. But you think watching your football here, you just cannot buy that.
Of course, in football you've had a lot of experience playing, managing. What made you specifically go for the role that you're in now?
Well, I'll be dead honest with you. 25 years on the grass coaching. Just pull away from the actual coaching side of things. You know, I saw so many kids and got so many contacts. Just thought stepping into the recruitment would be my next step. But I still love it out on the grass coaching. But I just had a little thing that, you know, I could certainly help better kids in because through my contacts and stuff. So the main reason the job became available, my hometown club, and I knew that I could do a job helping it become a better academy.
Get to the 80s, is that a familiar face for you?
It is, and that's why I've got my hair shaved, fellas. But yeah,
look at that.
Yeah, we've got Holland's Pies on there,
sponsors.
And you know, I've got a couple of men round me. I probably megged him and went running back down the wing.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I mean, it just gets better and better, and we walk, and this is where it really became into a four. You know, this is the Eric Worley who, you know, so mentioned about Eric saying that he would get us back into the Football League, and you know, that's Eric there. You know, we played Gateshead in the Cup, and then you come round to here.
And I just wanted you to take us through, we were talking briefly before, can you just explain this photo here for us?
Wow, well, it's interesting. When I was here at the club, as we walk further down there, you'll see a big flag. We did it for John DeMain. John DeMain was a director who wrote to Phil Collins and said, look, we've got a player who everyone thinks looks just like you.
Spitting image.
Unbelievably, he got back to us with a personal letter saying that he supports Tottenham, that Accrington Stanley was always one of his second clubs. And he sponsored me for 4 years.
Wow.
So I met him
4
twice.
years.
And obviously people thought I looked like him.
Oh, I think I don't know which one's which. That.
So, you know, and you know, we can just follow it down 90s, 2000, everything.
Promotion, everything. Just look at the passion. I think pictures like this just
absolutely.
really just show everything what this club's about, isn't it?
You know, and this is where we are now.
Yeah. You
Behind.
wouldn't recognise it, would you?
You know, and there's your other man, your main man Andy Holt now, who, without Andy,
Fantastic.
you know, I mentioned it before, this is his club now, and unbelievable. And to top it all, you look at this, and how does that become
even possible?
Impossible. Yeah, how does it become possible? Everything is possible.
Wow.
Everything is possible. You know, dreams come true, and you know, you look at this here, wow.
Yeah.
If he's looking down now, trust me, he was a good man, Eric, a very, very good man. Did everything, I mean, kept the club afloat really. And if he now sees what he sees over there, the Eric Worley stand, he'll be a very proud man. But getting back to the kids, you know, they're so lucky what they've got these days with the academy. You know, I mean, when we were growing up, it was jumpers for goalposts. Yes, we had managers, but we didn't have the coaches that are all qualified that the kids get now. So, you know, it's fantastic for the, you know, for the kids in the academy. We're teaching them about life as well, not just football. I mean, what really hit me the other night when you guys
Have a look around
came to the academy to have a look, the first comment you mentioned, which was proud from our coach's point of view, was how the kids come and shake hands with everybody.
Yeah.
Now that was recognised within, I think, 30, 40 seconds of you guys being there. Now that, for us as an academy and staff, is what we're looking for the kids to be. Not just footballers, we're looking them to be nice people who, you know, learning things about life as well.
In terms of the players, obviously you work with a younger category. What do you like most about your job? What's the rewards, so to speak?
Well, the rewards is getting someone a scholarship. Obviously, I do the recruitment for the 9-16s. I've said so. You know, out of the 4 players who came in last year when I'd only just started the job, you know, 2 of them have been given scholars. So it's really good for me to see them progressing. And obviously, the biggest thing would be to see them out here. That's what we do the academy for. Ross Sykes came through the academy.
Do you use particularly him as an example for yourself and for the academy players to just show how possible it really is to get to where you need to get to at whatever age, as long as you're good enough and willing to put in the work?
One of our big selling points is that there's actually a pathway here through the academy, you know, into the first team football, which Ross proves that, you know, if you're good enough, you'll get a chance. He never ever stops working. Now, that put into the academy is key, and he's such a top guy. If he was here now and you asked him for a 10-minute interview, bang, instant. He's a top guy, and he's an absolute leader and a focus, everything for our kids to get to.
Just to finish, very serious question. I don't mean to put you on the spot. What's the best half-time pie to get at this place?
It's a difficult one for me, this, because I'm Accrington and Holland's Pies in Accrington, but they use pucker pies here. But listen, everything's good. Everything's good about it.
Fantastic.
Pies, drinks, everything. I mean, the chairman, if they win a game, has a £1 pound a pint after the game for the supporters. You don't get that anywhere else, do you?
Thank you very much for sitting down with us, Ash.
Absolute pleasure.
Always a pleasure to come here, and really gave us an insight to what this club really means. So once again, thank you, mate.
Absolute pleasure. Cheers, guys.